back from break, and it's time to talk about something that you've never heard of, but definitely experienced.
That's right, ladies. Today we're discussing the Madonna whore complex.
The whore complex? Don't let the special snowflake Democrats hear you say that.
Oh, Brittany, you're so silly. No, the Madonna whore complex is a concept that was created by Freud, but can be seen as far back as the Elizabethan era and beyond. It's the idea that a woman becomes somehow less valuable after she's engaged in sexual activity.
Well, it's true, right?
Oh, Brittany, your Republican views make me squirm.
Let's take a brief look at the history of sluts.
Sexism is a prevalent occurrence throughout daily life. You can divide it into two categories. On the one side, there's benevolent sexism, which is often confused with chivalry. An example of benevolent sexism is a man opening a door for a woman or walking her to her car late at night.
The other form of sexism is hostile sexism, where someone is directly belittling, insulting, degrading, or harming a woman because she's a woman. The one thing that both kinds of sexism have in common is that they perpetuate the myth that women are weak, frail, and in need of more assistance than men.
The Madonna whore complex falls under hostile sexism. It is the belief that women are either pure virgins or they are dirty prostitutes. When a woman finally gives up her virginity, she's seen as less worthy. This is directly connected to the idea of women as property, with sex decreasing the value of that property.
Sigmund Freud believes that men who have divided women into these two categories are disturbed by feeling the same love for their mothers that is now reciprocated in their sexual partner. Men with little to no experience with sexual relationships are often those who have issues separating their love from their mother and their sexual desire for their partner.
This can be found in Shakespeare's Hamlet. Hamlet feels isolated from his mother Gertrude until the final act in the play, and because of his longing for intimacy, Hamlet confuses his emotions between Gertrude and Ophelia, lashing out at the latter. Hamlet is enraged by Gertrude's early marriage to Claudius, and his sexual revulsion that stems from his anger is misdirected towards Ophelia. This is where Hamlet begins to see women as either a goddess or a skank. In one scene with Ophelia, Hamlet even tells her to go thy ways to a nunnery.
This statement is the perfect example of the goddess whore complex because a nunnery could either be a place for sanctity and purity, Madonna, or a place for adultery and sex, whore. Right before the play, the mousetrap begins in Act 3. Hamlet makes crude oral sex puns toward his mother. This shows his emotions are mixed between Ophelia and his mother, which furthers his idea that she has been tainted and corrupted by Claudius's sexual acts.
The Madonna whore complex can also be found in modern film and television series. Alfred Hitchcock used the Madonna whore complex as a significant way to represent women in his films. In Vertigo, for example, Kim Novak portrays two women that the hero cannot reconcile: a blonde, sophisticated, sexually repressed Madonna, and a dark-haired, single sexual woman, the whore.
A juxtaposition similar to this can be found in Hamlet between the way Polonius discusses sex with his son and daughter. First, Polonius talks to Rinaldo, telling him to spy on Laertes and find out whether Laertes has been misbehaving by creating his own lies and seeking truth through them. He tells Rinaldo to insinuate that Laertes visits brothels, but says this implication will not dishonor Laertes if Rinaldo, quote, seasons it in the charge and breeds his faults so quaintly that they may seem the taints of liberty.
The contrast between this and his careful control over Ophelia is sharp. In Act 1, Polonius believes that Hamlet's feelings towards Ophelia is lust, not love, because she's an alluring woman.
Although the Madonna whore complex was most prevalent throughout the Elizabethan era, female sexuality is still held in a different light than male sexuality. Sigmund Freud claims that because of the Madonna whore complex, women are perceived as less valuable if they engage in premarital sex.
We decided to have an in-depth interview with one student that holds a value in virginity to see where his beliefs stem from and to see if they have any connections to the Madonna whore complex.
So, Jesse, what's your perception on sex?
Well, that's a difficult question. I'm personally waiting until I'm married out of respect for my wife, but obviously I'm not going to hold anyone else to that.
Okay.
And other than that, I literally don't have an opinion.
Okay. Would you perceive yourself as less valuable if you did engage in premarital sex?
In my own preference, I would want my wife to do what I'm doing because I find that more valuable. And so I would regard myself as less valuable to someone like me. But that value changes depending on who you are.
Okay. So if a woman has premarital sex, do you see her as less valuable than women who choose to wait till marriage?
To me personally, but again, that's only my own preference.
Okay.
That's all we have for today, kiddos.
Catch us next week when we discuss teenage sexuality as it relates to Romeo and Juliet.
See you next week, TVO kids.